Yeah, I got a big old coon footprint next to my mink trap there. Came down this trail here. Setting my mink boxes now with some muskrat bait. See there, I have a chunk of muskrat in there. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Okay, here we are, Thanksgiving Day. Got another customer. It's funny, this is the run. I had two runs that were side by side. And this run I did not set. I had a trap in that one, as you can see it's still there. I didn't set this one because I thought it was an in and out. This is a completely separate burrow, and I'll tell you how I know. Last night when I was checking traps, I watched this rat swim into this burrow. I could see him coming from down the bank, and he swam all the way under the water, came in here. And then as soon as he did, I moved one of my traps, put it right in front of it. And here we have the end result. Got him. Alright, that brings my total to 12 for the season so far. I haven't even been checking it a full week. It's Thursday. I set these traps on Saturday. So, alright, we're gonna go in and get them out. Alright, nice head catch. On the hag's bracket, on the hag's spring clip. Let's see, got a perfect head catch. Come on, out you come. Yeah. Nice rat. Let's reset this. These are Victor. 110 Magnums. These are for rats. These are devastating traps. There's no doubt, especially underwater. Trap in. Actually, chain on top. We'll do it. Spring first. Nice how you can set the depth where you want it. I think we'll leave this here just in case there's one more. I'll leave it right there, just in case. Good sized rat here. There we go. Nice. Big old rat. Okay, back checking the rat line at night. This is the day before opening the gun season, Friday. Actually, I got two more rats. Really pleased with myself here. I got one more rat out of that run where I moved that trap. I moved one of my other traps, and then I covered that run where I got that Thanksgiving Day muskrat. I got another rat in that run, and then I had another set here that there was no channel or anything to. There's no obvious sign. All I seen was a little bit of a gap in the weed, and you can see it's snow flurrying around me. It's cold. I seen a little bit of gap in the weed. And then I walk past the spot every time I go to walk to the creek to check my mink traps and my coon traps that are in the creek. And when I pass by here, I always see like silt floating, like something was rooting around in it. And it could have been a fish, it could have been anything that you never know. But I took the chance and I moved one of the traps and I put the trap in it, and sure as hell I have a freaking muskrat in it. So that brings my grand total to 14. And I haven't even checked it for a full week yet. So I beat my previous record by one. It's starting to snow now. It did rain a little bit last night. It was raining pretty heavy, but didn't rain heavy enough to bring the creek up in the water. Usually I see movement when the creek comes up, the water in the creek comes up, the rats will move around and they'll come back into the pond. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'll show you here where I have these rats. Alright, there he is. See, there's no trail or anything there. All I seen was the silt coming from the weed. It's just a little hole. And there's the rat. You can see where I have it right by the head. So I'm going to get him out and I'll reset it. And then I have another one further down. Alright, there he is, rat number 2. This is the second rat in this channel in 2 days, so I'm going to reset this one in case there's more in there. Alright, there he is, you can see it. Look, perfect head catch again. My head spring clip. Get him out of there and we'll move on. Okay, there we go. Devastating head catch. The 110 Magnum and the Victor. And the 3/8" pole with the hag split. Nice, pretty decent sized rat, not too bad. We'll get it reset and we'll get it back in the pond. Oh, here's the rat I got out of that little subtle set, and he is a freaking jumbo. He's a big boy. That was well worth moving that. And like I said, this is a freaking wise old rat. Look at where he was. You can see where the silt where I just pulled the pole up out of there. But there's no run, there's no trail, there's nothing. He was just coming in and out of this clump of dirt here. And the bank is eating down here, and it's eating down here. And here, there's a big hole there. It's just covered with leaves, you couldn't see it. But he had a little subtle burrow entrance, like right there, right by that tuft there where the bank had collapsed. And I put the trap in there yesterday after I'd seen the silt. It looked just like this, like there was something moving around. And I thought, well, maybe there's a rat coming in and out of there. And there's the prize for it right there. That's a jumbo rat. That's a big one. Well pleased with that. Okay, let me get this reset and then we'll get home. The moral of the story there is, like I said the other day in that video, sometimes I catch a lot of rats on very subtle sign. You don't always need the super hard, worn out paths. Sometimes it's just subtle stuff, little weeds that are flattened down and little subtle looking trails. Sometimes they can produce, but this is a jumbo. All right, let's get moving. My hands are freezing. Okay, down at the mink creek again. Freaking giant possum this time in the mink box. Trying out this a little bit. There's my box. We took that 120 right across the beaner. Killed him. Done, he didn't even move. But that's a big one. He's coming home with me. Yeah, that's a big old grinner right there. Second grinner for the year. Second one in the freaking mink box. Okay, here he is. First muskrat under the ice. Pond is frozen already. It's November 30th today. You can see his tail and his back end right there. Gonna have to chop him out. And we'll reset it and see if we can get any more. Running out of rats now. This is gonna be number 15 for the season. All right, there we go. Nice under ice muskrat, good head catch on him. Let's get him out of there and get it reset. Okay, quick clip. This is the opening day of gun season for deer. As you can see, we're in our orange attire. But as you can see behind Fiona, we're not gun hunting, we're crossbow hunting. Which is perfectly legal. You can use any legal weapon in gun season. So she still has an open tag. So we're looking for a buck. See if one shows up. We're gonna sit here a while. It's the afternoon now. We're gonna sit a while and see if we see anything cruising around. Got my mink set. It's not a mink. It's not a muskrat. But it is a big brown rat. Big river rat. Caught him in my number 1. He freaking drowned right away. He was done for. Setup worked pretty good. Pity it's not an old mink. That was a good catch though. My box is still over there, still got bait in it yet. Alright, we'll get this guy out of here and we'll reset it. He didn't go too far. I had the trap right at the end of the pipe, but that pipe worked good. I'm sitting on the, I have it wired to the pipe with my hags bracket right at the end of the drain tile there. Oh, look at that deer footprint right there. Big one. Deer across the creek. Alright, let's get this guy out of here. Boy, that just worked just like it was supposed to. High front foot catch. And the old rat. Like I said, pity it's not a mink. That's exactly how it's supposed to work. I guess he kind of looks like a mink. He's just not as pretty. Alright, let's get him out of here. We'll reset our trap. Look at that front leg. Perfect. Got him. Alright, let's get it reset. We'll be on our way. Checking traps while I'm sick. Great. Back at the muskrat pond. I think I have finally run out of rats. I've been checking my sets now for at least a couple weeks. No further catches. Pond is starting to freeze over. Again, this is the second time now, maybe the third time that it's frozen, and thought it's getting cold now. It's December 20th. So I think I have finally caught all the rats out of the pond. So I had a good season. I had some good fun on this, trapping the muskrats. I had some good fun. Got some nice fur down at the creek, but no mink. I just checked my sets again tonight, and there's no activity on those sets. And the ground is starting to freeze, but the creek is still flowing, but the pond here is freezing. It's freezing over. There's a couple of pockets where it's not frozen, but it's not much. Where the springs come into by the road, it's still open water, but probably 95% of it is frozen. But I haven't had any more rats come into the pond. I was checking it tonight for bubble trails to see if I could see bubble trails frozen in the thin ice, and I didn't see any, so that's a good sign for landowner. That I done what I was supposed to do and got all the rats out of the pond for now. They'll be back, of course. Springtime there'll probably be more, but in PA here we don't have a spring season for rat. I can do damage control trapping, but there's no spring season for rats like in some other states that they have spring seasons, but I don't have a spring season here. So I'm gonna check the rest of these sets and be on my way home, but that might be the last of the muskrats for this season. Well, apparently I was wrong. I just came up to one of my last sets and there's a rat in it. Look at that. I haven't caught a rat here in 2 weeks. So he may have came up out of the creek or came from somewhere else, because I've had every den hole in this pond covered with a trap. And most of them now are, silted back in, or they've had leaf litter go into them where you can tell for sure that the rats are not using them. But obviously this guy, I whaled him right behind the head there. Good catch. Pretty decent sized rat, I'd say. Not a real small one. But I don't know where the hell he was hiding in here, but I got him. All right, let's get him out and let's get this trap reset. This piece of the pond here is actually open water, and it goes out a couple of feet and then it's frozen out a little bit more. It's frozen, and then the opposite side, which is the wind-blown side of the pond, is frozen. So this water is really, really cold. I mean, really cold. But yeah, one more rat. That makes number 16 a new personal record. Nice. set, reset. You see a little bit of silt there where I pulled it out. There's our rat. Pretty decent size one, happy with that. December rat, under ice, just about. Nice.